I just got back from a great day in my Jeep. I went to the Offcamber 101 training course and I had a blast. Watch this video to find out why you should attend this course. So the Offcamber 101 class was taught at Star Ranch up in Bee Caves, Texas, and we all arrived. We were in the classroom with Wookie at the front. Wookie taught everybody the basics about our Jeeps and our off-road vehicles. I learned a lot. I learned about gear ratios. They covered lockers, which I didn't know much about, both the limited slip and the on-demand types. And after that, I'll tell you, we knew a lot more about our cars and our off-road vehicles, but we were ready to get out on the road. So we all went out to our Jeeps, our trucks, our off-road vehicles, and we were ready to hit the simulated trails. So we drove through the town. So the Star Ranch is really unique. They've set this up to be a 1900 Main Street plaza type environment. All these houses, they're all old, historic. They were planted here to give you this impression. It's great for weddings, events, and obviously for learning how to wheel and off-road. So we all got out there and we lined up here. They split us into many groups to attack the course. Then they take us on a walkthrough. So the walkthrough was helpful because they drove their own vehicle, and the Wookie out in front taught everybody how to approach the different obstacles that we'd all be doing ourselves. This one here is the last obstacle, and you can see how they're getting the Jeep into a position where it fully articulates on both wheels. And it was a great example of the benefits of four-wheel drive and how it can help you with different obstacles. So after this, we headed back, and it was great. We walked along this path, and they were commenting that this is actually a scene from Fear the Walking Dead, which was filmed in this area that we were holding the class. They revamped it. This is now the pit. It used to be a cemetery in the Fear the Walking Dead set, but you can see we have different obstacles and a lot of spotters, which was very helpful. Each one we'd have the opportunity to properly approach it. Once you're done with this one, you can see up there in the front, we're going to do an ascent. And so we'll drive straight up, and it's good to get that sense of where you lose track of the trail and you're just going straight up. So you can see here, the spotter guides you, tells you how to approach it, and you will accelerate up, and it's kind of nice. You can see where we lose track of the trail, and all you see is the sky above. A pretty cool ascent. And then whatever goes up must come down, as the off-camera guys like to say. So the next one, you just get in line, and now it's time to go down. So again, you can see the spotter making sure that you're comfortable, that you know how to use your brakes, which was the most important thing.
That was nice. That was cool. Just go through.
Yep. Over here.
It's not going to go in my car.
If you go slow, it won't.
You can see the other vehicles. It was great. We had 4Runners, we had Tacomas, we had a classic Land Cruiser out there from 1972, which I have some shots of. So there were a lot of different types of off-road vehicles. Here is a Jeep JL. Same thing I just showed you from my own Jeep, but the spotter's lining up the driver, making sure that he's applying his brakes properly, getting him comfortable driving on an obstacle just like that. And you can see there's a Gladiator behind him coming down. Is to get everyone comfortable with their own vehicles. All the vehicles that we'll show you coming up, it's just trying to get people comfortable with the different approaches and the different obstacles they'll have to have when they're out on normal trails. Now, after that, there's another mud pit. I have a pretty cool view of this one where you go up over this wood buildup, and then you go into the mud pit. Not as steep as the other one, but you go in steeper on this one, and then you exit and get ready for the next section of the course. I thought that the next section really started showing you how to do rock climbing, or approaching rocks at different angles. So you can see here, I go up another ascent, but now we have our a spotter. You can't see it, but there are several boulders that if you approach the wrong way, it's going to strike your pumpkin or your undercarriage, so they line you up properly. Now we're going to go to the next approach. The spotter takes you in. They have the rocks, and this one, again, we saw this one in the walkthrough. There's a couple boulders in the middle there that you're going to have to properly put your wheels in place so that you don't have it strike the bottom of your vehicle.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks.
Good job.
And here's that Land Cruiser I was talking about. This is a 1972 Land Cruiser, and it was a father-son that came out for the event. Had a great time, but you can see the Jeeps and the Land Cruisers didn't have as much of a problem with some of these obstacles. Some of the other vehicles, it wasn't as fortunate. So here's this obstacle really showed everybody the exit angle of their vehicles.
There you go. Nice and slow. There you go. You're good. Keep it turned. All right, turn driver. All right, you're good.
So this is the edge of the obstacle trail. So you will start heading back towards the end of the trail. So it's a nice winding path through the cypress trees, but here's a pretty cool ascent where you're going up pretty steep. We've got some good footage of this. Now you're back at the end of the trail, the last two obstacles. On the left here, there's some nice rock formations that build up on your left wheel or your right wheel, depending on which way you take it. Just, again, getting everybody comfortable with driving on boulders and getting comfortable with their vehicle. And this spits you right out at the final obstacle that I showed in the walkthrough, where you get the maximum articulation. And you're greeted with a Wookie. He'll line you up, make sure that each vehicle was able to set their wheels appropriately. And you'll see here where it allows my Jeep to get maximum usage of the four-wheel drive.
That's cool. Now, will it change if I disconnect, or would it?
Well, so when you came over, that tire was about that far off the ground. You probably felt it go boop. So if it disconnected, it would limit that.
It would have been a little. It wouldn't have been so up with the frame.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And after seeing your shirt, now I understand your thing. I went to Purdue for a year.
I know you said Indiana, so
yeah,
that's cool.
So overall, I had a great time. It was a good afternoon spent. The morning being more instructional, understanding more about my Jeep, what makes it a four-wheel drive and how to take advantage of it. And then spending a few hours driving through this course with great spotters, learning how to drive off-road.